Hey guys, it's been a little while since I've done an Age of Empires 2 replay audio commentary, and I figured I felt like doing one, so I thought I would do a commentary of this 1 versus 1 Nomad game that I played recently. It's a game in the, I think, high 1300s 1v1 elo, which is a little bit. So I've got 3 accounts, and this account I've played a couple of 1v1s on it recently. I haven't played 1v1s in quite a while actually, so yeah, saw Nomad was back in the pool and I felt like playing some 1v1s again, so this is one of 2 1v1s that I've played recently. And in this game I'm playing as the Portuguese and my opponent is the Persians. My opponent's a Taiwanese player, and I'm not 100% sure, I think he's more of an Arabia player than a Nomad player. But by the looks of his profile, he plays a mix of Arabia, Arena, and Nomad, so he definitely does know what he's doing. So I played a game before this one, and it was mutual random, and I ended up getting Malay, and then this one was a Civ pick, and I picked Portuguese. Alright, so I'm going to unpause the game and go to my view lock. Alright, so I've got a little L shape, sort of in the middle towards the bottom of the map. I'm going to try and dock with the villager to the south, and unfortunately I've gone to exactly the same shorefish as my opponent has. At least I know where his dock is, and there's a woodline and a boar sort of in the middle of the map, but I'm going to build the TC there because that seems like the best position to go. And then unfortunately my dock villager has to walk to another shorefish, and I'm going to not go to the closest one, I'm going to go a little bit further away. The reason I'm doing that is because I've gotten the later dock up, it means that maybe my start isn't going to be quite as smooth as my opponent. I'm not 100% sure about that. And if, for instance, I end up losing water, at least there's a little bit more distance between me and my opponent so that I can have the fishing eco alive in feudal age for a little bit longer. So I'm doing the standard 2 villagers building the town centre, 1 villager building the dock and then a house, and I've got a nice close deep fish next to the dock, which is going to be quite efficient, at least for the first patch of deep fish. I've got 2 sheep that I've found, and I am using the sheep to scout around my immediate area looking for extra boars. I've got 1 on the TC, so that means that there's probably going to be some boars close by. Ideally I would like to get 3, so I can have a nice castle age time. I've also got some deer that have spawned kind of on top of my TC, which is also quite nice. So the town centre's gone up now. First 2 villagers go to the woodline, and because the boar is close, I think there I found a second boar as well. What I'm going to do is I am going to send the first 4 villagers to wood to collect enough wood to make my first fishing ship and then a house, and then I'll pull in the first boar. And it's also possible that I can, if the deer are walking under the town centre, shoot the deer while they're under the TC to take that food as well. And then my 2 sheep are sort of scouting around. The sheep to the right of screen that you can sort of see in the mini-map is scouting sort of in the area that I want to be looking at boars with. And because the deer went straight under the town centre, I've opted to kill that instead and take that as the first source of food, which is it's good to do, but if you've got a close opponent and there's a chance that they're going to steal the boar from under your TC, which has happened to me before, it's a good idea to do the boar as early as possible so that they can't do that. But in this case, I don't know where my opponent is yet. I've scouted around my town centre, haven't really spotted anything. I found a couple of extra boars around. And I've built the first fishing ship and the first house, and I've got 3 on food under the TC, and I'm going to add the extra villagers to wood, and I'm looking to get in that second fishing ship as soon as possible. So I actually put 4 villagers, and then I've just taken my focus off here, and I've accidentally killed the first boar. I needed to ungarrison there, and I've screwed that up. So that's a bit of a pain, just a little bit of a hotkey fumble. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I do remember doing that. So I've just basically I think it was because I was sending this villager to go wall in the enemy's dock villager. He hasn't noticed that I'm doing it, so I'm going to be able to get that off. But luckily I've got gear under my town center, so I'm not going to have idle TC, even though I've just shot my first ball with a TC. It's a pretty bad mistake. Now, one thing that you can do, so I've obviously walled in his villager here to his house, is I probably should have walled around the house, because he can just delete that later, and then he can go and make a second dock. And the reason why you wall in, why I'm doing this, is to try and prevent him from being able to make multiple docks with that villager. But I didn't wall in his house, and so he has the option of deleting that house to be able to go and do that later. Then I've used that villager that walked down to the shore to build a house, and I could have even walled myself in and attacked his villager. That would have been another thing that I could have done. I don't think I had loom research though, I can't quite remember. So maybe I should have done that instead, I'm not 100% sure. So I've got a couple of extra fishing ships queued up here. I bought in another boar, and I think I'm going to bring in another one from close to his dock. I'm going to build a house first, I think, because I'm at 17 of 20 population. And then I think I can bring that boar into the TC and use the sheep to block, or one of the... Yeah, so you can see he has deleted his house and he's going to make a second dock now. That at least tells me his strategy, that he's going to be focusing on water. I'm going to bring this boar to the TC. I've got a sheep in between the TC and the boar. I'm going to use that to block. And for my first building in Dark Age, I'm going to build a mining camp, because I want to be making some fire ships. Because I decided that I want to invest into some navy here as soon as I get to feudal age. Just doing a little block there with the sheep. It's going to come in just about when the other boar has finished. Make sure to not kill that boar with the TC. And I've got 2 boars under the TC. I've also got a close deer and a close sheep, and I'm getting my second building up. I've got, I think, 4 fishing ships. And then I just spotted one of blue sheep near my mining camp. I don't know if he saw that. Still haven't found where he is yet, his TC location at least, so I'm not 100% sure. And then I've just lost the sheep in the top right sort of area of the map over there, just north of my gold pile. So now I have found where his town center location is. I'm floating a lot of wood at the moment. I'm clicking up to feudal at just before 10 minutes. I'm going to go and build my second dock. I should have a pretty good feudal time, and I can see that he's got a vill there. I'm not 100% sure what that vill is doing. I had a feeling that he was going to try and wall in my gold villager. I can see that the villager's still there. I'm just keeping an eye on that to see what he's doing. I'm going to get housed here if I don't build another house. Am I going to get housed? I'm bringing over an extra villager. So yeah, so I don't know why that vill was idle there for so long, but I had a feeling he was going to try and wall me in. That house is going to be a little bit... Oh no, it's going to be up on time. So I'm building an outpost there just so I can see what's going on. I've got a lot of villagers on that deer. It's kind of slowed down my gold mining. I don't have enough gold yet to build 2 fire ships. I've got enough for 1. So doing a little bit of vill fighting here. Sending all those villagers to wood. He's bringing in a reinforcement villager, so I'm going to go back. And I'm going to keep vill fighting. So it looks like he's trying to get up a wall, because I'm Portuguese and I am a castle dropping civ. So one of the things that he's trying to prevent is from me being able to get a castle drop on his TC. So I'm queuing up a couple of fire ships, getting in town watch immediately, because I want some extra line of sight on that outpost to be able to see what he's doing. There we go. And build another outpost a bit closer in, so to give me a bit more vision of where he is on the map. I've also got a second mining camp over on the gold on the left. I don't know if that was 100% necessary or like super efficient to do that, but I was just a bit worried that I was going to lose, like if he towers my gold over there or comes and attacks it with scouts or something like that. I've got the backup gold mine. So I get housed here. I need to quickly rush up a house. So I'm housed on a fire ship though, which isn't the worst thing in the world. And I've got another villager coming forward. It's a villager that's a bit hurt. I've got 5 fishing ships. I haven't gone forward yet with my fire ships. I was going to wait until I had a couple more before I went forward. But because I've got housed, it's delayed my fire ship production a little bit. So I'm building up an outpost over there. I'm going to send the fire ships out now. And then I've built an outpost within range of his TC. So he's going to garrison and shoot that down. But it gives me good vision of where his base is, which allows me to make better decisions later. So I'm getting in my first building for the requirements for Castle Age, which is the blacksmith. And the reason I built that first is because I don't have a mill at the moment. I can see that that dock is garrisoned, so I'm going to go by and, oh, there's another dock. So he's at least got 2 docks there, and I've got 2 docks as well, but they're Persian docks with double hit points, so that means I'm not going to be able to take those out. They're quite close together as well, so he's going to have good reinforcements. Here I also get houses again, which isn't very good, and I'm also mucking up my fire ship micro. I can see that there's actually 3 docks close together, so that tells me that he is going into a heavy investment in navy to try and win water to do a fish boom. So here I have just stopped producing fire ships because it's 3 Persian docks. I've only got 2 docks. I'm not going to be able to win. So I'm going to go up to Castle Age instead, because that means that I'm going to have a faster Castle Age time. So I'm bringing in another boar. I've got up the market, building another house. I can probably do a little bit of market usage here as well. I've got a safe stone next to the mill. Just bringing in that board now. I can see that he's got some fire ships currently on my first dock. He's got 4 fire ships and a demo. And he gets a good demo hit there. I know I'm going to lose water. I probably could have done some micro and split the fire ships up. But I should be able to get at least a little bit more food. And now I've got the food for Castle Age. So I'm shooting that up behind my 29th villager. I'm going to run the fishing ships to see if I can save them, making sure that my villager doesn't get sniped. And I'm going to go onto stone, and I'm going to go and build a castle. So I'm going to send a lot of villagers to try and make sure that I've got the 650 stone when I get up to Castle Age. My Castle Age time is probably going to be 19 minutes something, and I'm actually building a mill on berries because Portuguese they collect wood from berries. So it's going to give me some good food income in Castle Age, and it's also going to help me with my wood collection. So these fire ships have found my fishing ships that snuck into the corner, which is a shame. I'm going to try and get some of those back to the dock just to drop off the food. I'm grabbing in the gold mining upgrade. I'd also grabbed horse collar as well, because I know that I'm going to be dropping a castle. I probably won't be going for a second TC straight away, if at all. So grab horse collar to have some efficient farming around my town centre. And that'll also help sort of later on in the game, because my farms won't be expiring mid-Castle Age, at least the first few ones that I placed down. Yeah, so 19 minutes has ticked over. I can see that he's sending another villager into wall, so I'm going to go and vill fight that again. It's just 1 villager. I should be able to stop that. And then ideally, I should be able to get a castle drop on his TC, because that path to his town centre is not walled, and I've just stopped that with that villager. I've got to cut my stuck fill there. So he's actually beaten me up to Castle Age by a few seconds. And I'm going to castle drop that on his TC. I think it might not be in range of his TC just yet. I might have to get fletching. So he's sending a second vill. I'm going to build a monastery as well. I'm going to try and save that villager. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to try and come to build something to block that. He's got the villagers coming in, but I tap first and I get the castle up. And then I should be able to get that. I should be able to kill that villager with the villager that's chasing it, unless he is a bit lucky there. I think it needs 2 more hits. I'm going to see if I can get that villager to drop off some food from the shorefish. Is he going to garrison? I think I end up losing the villager that's... maybe he garrisoned it, and yeah, I think he did. And then I've got that villager under the TC. Castle's going up though, so that's good. Got first monk coming out. I can see that he's already got a second town centre up. And I'm building a mining camp because there's a stone right next to that castle. So one of my villagers goes down. Then I'm going to have to find something to do with those villagers. Because he's sort of in the top corner of the map, I'm building an outpost to the left just to make sure that he doesn't expand out that way. And then I can see that there's a gold over there, so I'm going to keep an eye on that one, build a second monastery. And I'm going to be I want to be putting a second castle to the left to try and deny access to that gold. I've got lots of villagers on berries, which is helpful from Portuguese. So that castle is in range of the town centre. I can't remember whether I researched fletching or not. I'm gonna get a monk in there just to see if I can harass any villagers, but he's pulled them all back. So I'm going to send that monk back and go start collecting some relics. Getting in bow saw. So I'm not going for like a super low eco approach here. And I'm queuing up some extra monks. At this stage of the game, if he's going for multiple town centres, the only thing that he could really make is knights. And monks are a counter to knights. I can see that he's sending a bunch of villagers over there towards that gold, as that's, I pushed him off the gold to the right of screen. There we go, you can see he's building a mining camp there, so I'm going to send the organ guns over that way. Unfortunately, he has a house blocking the gap, so I'm going to have to walk the long way around if I want to get through, which is actually a bit annoying. Unfortunately, I don't have any way of killing that building, so yeah, he is building a castle on that gold to secure it. I've got a couple of monks there. I might be able to get a conversion. There we go, convert a villager, and I'll get that monk out of there. I've got a nice hill that I can build a castle on though, so I will try and secure that location. So again, I'm not too worried about him building a castle because he's Persians and he can only make war elephants, and I've already got monks on the field. War elephants are really slow, and I can convert those if he ever makes any. So I've almost got enough stone for a second castle, and I'll probably pop that on top of the hill there. Few monks, so I've got a couple of organ guns, and it looks like he's going for the third town centre. And again, I need to destroy that house. I don't even remember if I actually end up doing that. I'm grabbing the gold mining upgrade because now I've decided that to counter his 3 TC play, I need to go to Imperial Age first and tread down these castles. And the best way to do that is to buy the food for Imperial Age with villagers collecting gold, because it's going to take me a long time to get the farms and the food income to go up to Imperial, doing it without buying any food. So I've got 15 villages on gold, I've got 11 on food at the moment, getting up some farms. I'm collecting some relics as well, and I've got villages on stone. I can even sell a bit of stone for some gold to buy the food if I need to. So currently he doesn't have any land military that I can see. Just staying on the one town centre. The first TC is almost down, and I'm just going to move all those villages, most of them anyway, onto gold, and I'm just going to buy the food to put up to Imperial Age. By the looks of it, I even sold a bit of stone there, because I have a feeling I had a bit more stone than what I've got in the bank. So I don't really need another castle at this point, because I've got 2. That's enough. I can produce some organ guns out of that. I made a siege workshop and I'm building a battering ram, and the idea here is to destroy some of his houses to try and get him housed. I've stopped my monk production. I actually think I bought a bit too much food here, so I'm going to end up selling some of it. I've actually stopped build production here as well at 48. And there we go, I've got the res for Imperial Age and I'm clicking up. So I'm going to be up around about 30 minutes or something like that, and now I can start to queue more military, making an extra monk. And then when I get to Imperial Age, I'm going to be going for trebuchets, the block printing upgrade for my monks. I'm rebuilding that lumber camp as well. I've still got villagers working on the deer, work on these houses. That house blocking the gap is going to be going down soon. Getting sanctity for the monks. Another monastery. Block printing monks will be very good against anything that he's going to be able to make. See that there's more houses over there, so I'll go work on those in a little bit. I've still got the one fishing ship alive, but I don't have a dock. So that is annoying me. I'm pretty sure I delete that later on. So I've got queuing up some monks. I've just stopped a couple of stopped one of the monasteries from queuing up the monks because it's close to the castle, and I don't want those monks to get sniped. And now I'm a little bit low on wood, I think, because my farms are reseeding. So I might need to buy a little bit of wood here to be able to afford some trebuchets. Sending in the ram to the castle, but I have a feeling he ejects villagers or uses a mangonel or something like that to take that out. making another battering ram, still queuing up monks, getting in further. And the other thing I can do as Portuguese here is I can add in Feitorias when I get to Imperial Age. For that I need, I think it's 450 gold and 450 stone, or it might be 400 gold and stone. So I don't have enough resources yet for one of those. I'm also queuing in Wheelbarrow immediately after I get to Imperial Age. It means my villages will be a bit faster. There we go, got instant trebuchet coming out, block printing. Don't quite have enough res for a second trebuchet. I can probably sell a little bit of food here because I don't really need any food at the moment. There we go, I can queue up another trebuchet. Actually, I think I had some farms that just reseeded there. Oh no, I'm going for a university to get chemistry because I want to be able to make some bombard cannons as well. So I spent the wood on that. I could buy some wood here to get out a second trebuchet. I think I do that. Got that second treb coming out now. I've almost got enough stone for another castle, but again, I don't think I need another castle. I think a Feitoria is probably what I want to go for here. I've got a lot of villagers in the queue, so I haven't stopped villager production. There we go, I've got the first Feitoria coming in now. One trebuchet working on one of his castles. I need to take the castles out before I can go into his base, so I sort of just need to focus on the siege aspect here. Getting in conscription as well. I don't know if I'm like what I'm doing is 100% the best thing to do, like going for the villagers, going for conscription, but that's what I ended up doing. And I think I've been a little bit slow with the production of trebs. Like I've got one from each castle. I think I could have pushed it a little bit. I could have made a couple more a bit sooner. He's also got a counter treb out now as well, and he's repairing the castle on the right with 8 villagers, which I think is enough to out repair one treb. So I need to add an extra trebuchet on that side. He's not repairing the castle on the left though, so eventually that's going to go down, and that's going to open up that side of his base for me to push in. So I can see the stables going up. I'm adding in some extra organ guns because I'll need those to protect my monks from cavalry. I'm going to send a villager over to repair that treb because it just got hit. The castle on the left is nearly down. Chemistry is now on the way. And I've got the Feitoria in. You can sort of see the resources trickling in now. And block printing. I can use the block printing monks to get some conversions. So I'm going to start converting some of these villagers. And I'm going to drop another castle. I'm expecting some cavalry to pop out of the stables here at any moment. So we've got the organ guns coming over. I'm actually sort of surprised he hasn't dived my treb under my castle as well. Probably going to lose that monk. Oh, no, just out of the way. Block printing, I think, also increases the healing range, and I think my castle is actually being blocked by one of my monks. Not sure what I'm looking at here. Oh, yeah, the trebuchet. Yes, there's a monk that's bugging out under my castle placement. So third castle going up. Got trebs working on his TC. Going to send the organ guns forward. Here comes some scouts. They'll get absolutely mixed by the organ guns. He's got a bombard cannon out as well. And he's destroyed my treb with the bombard cannon. So I need to get some bombard cannons out now as well. I think chemistry has come in. But I'm going to focus on pushing the left side. Because that TC is down. And now I can walk into his eco with the organ guns. I can also almost afford a second Feitoria. I'm just continuing to make villages as well, because I'm not spending the food on anything else. So why not? Second Feitoria coming in. I'm going to move these organ guns into his eco and send the monks behind them. See his research light cavalry now. Might be able to get some conversions on those. It looks like they're going for my trebs. There's 6 light cavalry there. Get 1, 2. The rest go down to the organ guns. My castle is almost down. I can see that there's a bombard cannon over there. I've got 1 bombard cannon out myself, and it looks like my castle's going to go down. But yeah, the other guy knows it's over, so he resigns. And it looks like my TC spot was actually luckily quite a good one, even though it was in the center of the map. I'm cutting him off from probably about 2/3 of the map the way that I played it, with the outposting to the right. He'd also walled himself in. It's tricky when you get cornered in like this. I think he could have done a bit better of a job with his fishing eco as I don't see any fish traps here at all. So that probably would have been one of the things he could have done, is added some docks over here and fished out this side of the map, because there's a lot of fish over here. Yeah, so like he almost didn't go any land army, sort of one of those players that needs to do the boom first before he makes military, and I think my approach of the faster Imperial Age perfectly countered the style of play that he was going for. Let's look at the statistics. So I obviously lost a lot of fishing ships and fire ships, and the kills came from the land stuff. Destroyed 13 buildings, he destroyed 7. I think some of those were my docks, and obviously there was a couple of outposts that he took out as well. I got a couple of conversions at the end. He obviously had a lot more food and wood collected than me. I had over double the gold, however. I think that was a big difference maker there. I used that gold to buy a bit of the food for Imperial Age, and his age ups. So actually, oh no, my Imperial Age was faster by about a minute and something. He beat me to Castle Age slightly. My Feudal Age time was quite good. However, I think like the last couple of games on Nomad, I have lost water but won the game, but I think it's because I've outplayed the opponent in Castle Age and Imperial Age. But I think I need to focus on, if I'm going to go water, I need to do that better. And I liked his approach of the 3 docks. So I think I'm going to, in my future Nomad games, I'm going to focus on fixing my water play around players that are a little bit better at doing it. I think the proximity to his triple docks there didn't help me in that one. So he had 40 more villages than me, but I put in 2 Fatorias at the end. There's the timeline. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and I hope you look forward to the next video.